ensures the kill, and now it's only Turtle left alive. Through the tree,
yes,
through the hole in the wall, he's the head.
We enjoy small things.
Yeah.
Caden, he does the work.
Oh.
They're taking so many. This was meant to be.
Buffett, he does not take shots. What a discipline, right?
No time.
Raymond.
Recharge is coming in. The shot.
Whoa,
Oh,
no.
Texas still got it.
Life on top side as well, but it's not going to be fully enough. Their Chroma closes it with the
Great moment there from the Pittsburgh Knights, who struggled over the course of yesterday, but managed to close things out strong. And a big, warm welcome back to all of you sitting at home watching, maybe also watching on a mobile device. They can be anywhere now, but I can tell you what.
Just like our TV car, it's just everywhere.
Exactly.
Taking beautiful pictures of Bucharest.
I can tell you what, we are coming to you live from Bucharest, Romania for the final day of the GLL PUBG Season 1 Finals. I'm Parla, your desk host, and I'm joined by Antsy and Natu. How's it going, guys, on day 2?
I'm doing really good. I cannot wait to what happens today in Miramar.
What's going on with this t-shirt? We are gamers.
Yeah.
Is this like an Antsy thing, or is it just
Nah,
general...
shout out to DRKN.
Oh, it's Darken. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see. All right, and Natu, how are you doing today? Looking suave and sophisticated. A man of much experience and years in the scene. Great to have you back today.
Yeah, no, it's as well looking forward to seeing the Miramar games. I think obviously the leaderboards are making this spicy right now. It's very, very tight in the top of the leaderboard, so looking forward to how it develops here during the 8 games.
Yeah, just to develop slightly upon the point that Natu just made. Yesterday, we were playing on Erengel, which is the first map in the competitive PUBG rotation at the moment, but today we're moving over to Miramar. Guys, just before we get into it in too much details, just general reactions to that.
The Miramar itself, it's going to be really interesting because the Miramar is not going to have the dirt roads or the compounds that being added. It's basically, we're playing with the old client, which is like 5 patches behind what we're playing now. So people now, the players need to go back there where we started and try to somehow improvise their tactics into that way.
Natu, what do you think? We'll get the format up on screen as well whilst you're talking about your thoughts for everybody at home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a very different map in the terms of rotations as well. It's a lot harder, especially without less dirt roads. It makes it even harder, right? So if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, then to try to maneuver to a better location can be super hard. Obviously, a lot of elevation. You have different heights and different spots as well. And, well, less water. That's a, from my perspective,
No salmoning, as you call it.
Don't
right,
jinx
Natu?
that. Do not jinx that.
All right,
Trust
fair
me,
enough.
It will go to the water.
I just said...
I guarantee you, it will go to the water once you say that. And we've seen it.
Yeah, so as you just saw on screen, we have 8 more matches today. We had 8 yesterday. We also, to clarify exactly where our team's coming from, 8 from EU, 8 from NA, and pretty much right now everything is still in contention, and if you finish in first place, you get the lion's share of $50,000. And in terms of how these players have been scoring during these matches, you can see that on screen right now. If you finish in first place, you get 100 points, and then that point amount decreases down until the 15th and 16th placings, and also you get 4 points per kill. And so if you do finish a map in first place, you get a lot of points, of course, but you need to make sure you're getting those kills as well because they're crucial. And as we've seen, right, guys, over the course of the tournament, we have players or teams that are finishing in not necessarily the highest spots, but are making kills and being consistent. It's paying off, right?
Yeah, and in my opinion, if you look at leaderboards too, most of the top teams are also engaging in fights. So it's not like, you see half of the teams playing really passively and just playing for position. But in terms of kill spread, it's rather even spread amongst the top tier teams.
It is now. Like Optic was the only team there who had basically 9 kills, and someone else had 20 or 25 kills. But in the end of the day, Optic suddenly had 30 kills. Almost like they were only like a couple kills, like 7, 8 kills away from the phase, for example, that was above them. So it will stack up later on. And the more you get into the late game, more you end up into the edges of the blue where the most people, you know, rotate and stuff. That's where the kills come from. Like, of course, you got the perfect spot in the middle, like Optic has done. They've had, you know, maybe a couple of guys left alive, and they've been just surviving, so they don't have that same specific, you know,
Indeed.
mentality.
Now, two of our other friends working with us, Kelly and Avenger, have had a chance to play the mobile version of PUBG. We know things started off on PC, but I've heard great things about that mobile offering, and let's take a look at what they thought.
Hey everyone, Kelly Link here, your host for the GLL Finals for Season 1, and I'm joined by Avenger, one of our casters. How do you think the day's going so far?
It's been awesome so far. We're here in the break. We have about an hour before the next game start, and I'm going to go live with that as well, so I think it's going to be an exciting game.
And we're about to have another exciting game because in our laps right now, we have the mobile version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I have not played this yet, have you?
Nope, never before.
I think we're going to take number one. Just the vibe, the synergy that we have sitting on this couch for the last 30 seconds, it's happening. We're gonna
Will you promise me you don't die within the first 2 minutes?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
Let's jump, go. I'll swing around here. Let's loot the warehouse here.
Man, I hope I find some pants. I really need pants. I feel like out of all the things you need in the world, pants is probably up on the list. Now, obviously, we're PC Master Race, but you can't be on your PC all the time. When would you be playing? Oh no, someone's shooting at me behind us.
What?
Oh, I'm running away. Thank goodness.
Where?
Right past these crates.
He's knocked.
Nice.
Oh, what? Getting shot from behind?
I'm coming for you. I got a car. I'm gonna run them over. Oh no! I can't even. I'm trying to rotate my screen. Oh, come on, move.
Reload.
Oh, this is. Oh, thank God.
You got him. Oh, you finished him.
I did. So I got one kill just like you did. Does that mean I'm as good as you are?
I don't know, I got 2 kills.
Oh, okay. So you're twice as good as me. We're doing pretty well.
Yeah, 3
Got
kills.
2 kills.
Oh, taking shots from the right. Hit twice. Nice knock. Headshot with the Victor.
Hell yeah!
Insane.
Wait, oh, you're shooting me. Oh. Oh, 2 kills!
Nice.
Oh no, I'm taking damage. He's right in front of me. What am I doing? Oh, he's right in front of me.
Coming.
Come on, reload faster. Oh, fuck, I wasted both shots. Oh, yes!
Oh, nice. That's insane. Oh, gun? Cock?
Oh no!
He drove me over.
Oh no, where are you?
I'm dead. They drove me over.
Oh, yes! I'm not saying bad words enough. Yes! Oh!
That was close.
That was good, man.
We got 11 kills total. I got 7, you got 4.
That's pretty good.
They drove us over.
Wow.
Yeah. Both role played. 12. We got 12. That was good game.
Hey, SS. You know what? Well played.
Good game.
GG.
Guys, come on, let's give it up. That was a fantastic performance. Antsy, do you feel like you might be fielding 2 brand new players from our cast here onto Method? Mobile Division, at least, PUBG?
I think Mobile Division, I'm not sure if I heard right, but like the rumors, but they play against mostly bots when you play first.
Oh, God. Guys, Avenger and Kelly, Antsy saying that you guys aren't ready for the challenge. Natu?
Yeah, I've heard the same thing, that you play against the bots, but that's only the beginning, right? Like the first few games, and then you start getting more and more actual players in there.
But a good pro tip for them, like the car thing is like people actually get like 12 kills with the car only.
Oh, I see. Well, guys, don't forget that you can go and check out that mobile version of the game. I'm a mobile game myself, and it definitely looks like a worthy, a worthy brother of the PC version. Now, moving forward, let's take a quick look at the teams to recap all of you at home. Like I said before, 8 from EU and 8 from NA. We've got FaZe, Crimson, Na'Vi, Kingwin, Rogue, the Pepe Boys, Lumbermill, and Knights. No, not the Pepe Boys. They're called No Loot Gaming. And then on the NA side of things, we have Ronin, Ghost Gaming, Team Envious, Shoot to Kill, FlyQuest, Cloud9, Nova, and Optic. As we said yesterday, a great mix of established esports organizations ones that are on the come up, and then also some teams that are completely unsigned. And now, on screen, you can see our overall leaderboard, and it's Optic and FaZe within 4 points of each other. But if you go down to about number 6, everyone is very, very close. Envious, they're in 6th place on 424 compared to Optic 502. Natu, it's very, very tight, isn't it?
It's spicy, yeah. You can't really afford being in a game where you end up 16, 15, or like outside of the top 10, or preferably you want to obviously make it into win it, but like to be consistent, make it into the last 5 or so. Because if everyone else in the same region is going to be up there, and you drop out early in one game, all of a sudden they're looking at a big problem, looking at the big picture on the leaderboard. So yeah, consistency going to be very, very key here today.
If it would be 4 games only today, that would be really bad.
Yeah.
Like, it would put a lot of pressure on you, like we've seen in ESL, Oakland and Katowice when it's only 8 games.
Totally.
It's tough, yeah.
Natu, I believe you'd like to share some information firstly on Lumbermill. They're a team that you've been taking a close look at, right?
Yeah, no, I actually spent some time watching them yesterday in the tournament area. And they were, I think, obviously one of the surprise packages. They've been very, very consistent, not winning a game, but they were always up there and always. I think what we liked about them was really their rotations and how they were always in the right positioning. Like the little issue seems to be that when they do get into contested, sometimes it seems like their decision making in those kind of situations are not necessarily as good as like the likes of someone like Navi, for example, who is very good at engaging. So, but yeah, they've been very, very good in terms of consistency this tournament.
That is true. I want to point out Ghost Gaming, that basically won the PGL, obviously, and they had really rough the day one. They're now sitting the last place on.
Why do you think that is? They've gone from like the heights that they were reaching recently, like making a splash onto the scene at IEM Oakland, and then even after making some roster changes, staying in good contention. What's been the problem here, Andy?
I don't know, like what we've seen that they've lost a couple members in rotations and stuff, but the fighting early stages, we've seen them the one fight obviously what was in the highlights as well against FaZe, that should have been basically a clean wipe for them because they had the advantage, they had the safe zone, the FaZe had to cross the road and stuff. So I don't know if there's like a miscommunication or something like that happened. So basically just original misplays. And did that affect that they had so many games just ending up in the top 10? A little bit of their mentality. I hope it did not matter, but we've seen it before that team can race up, and I'm hoping that Ghost Gaming will today do their best to actually get, because they need only 1 win to get into top 8. They need 2 wins to get into the top 3, and that's it. They can do it easily.
Natu, moving forward, tell us a bit about Navi.
Yeah.
Kind of one of our Cinderella stories. At this point, they're signed to a huge organization, but only recently they were completely unknown almost.
Yeah, I mean, second in the regular season, so they've definitely had a good GLL season so far, and picked up by Navi. I think to me, they've seemed like the team that has, if not the best fragging ability in this game, but very, very much on the top. If they are in a clean-cut fight situation, they're a team that I wouldn't want to meet, because they just seem to be really on point. Yesterday we saw, for example, they had a clean fight with Cloud9, and they just wiped the floor with Cloud9 in a matter of a few seconds. And there's individual players on that team whose nicknames I'm really bad at. Polka, something, chime in.
We've got Drainus, Polka Molodoy, Uber, and Shad1. Shady1, Shade1.
Yeah, let's call him Polka. Dude's insane. Yeah. He's really helped his team in various situations. Remember the other one where Ronin got a couple knocks on Navi, and then Polka comes in and just pretty much wipes the floor with the team as well. So their fragging ability is so good that they can put themselves in, even if they're in a bit of an awkward positioning, they can still win games.
Andy, tell us a bit about the team currently in the top spot, an esports organization known across the world, Optic Gaming.
Optic Gaming is doing the same thing that they did back in ESL Katowice, that I remember, that their consistency is on point. And even though they don't have that win yet, they're still holding with the consistency. They're just gathering those, just scrapping those points. They're not losing their concentration or consistency at any point. They're not dropping down from there. There's other teams are jumping up and down from the top 5 situations, and Optic just staying up there, constantly getting on the good positioning, and now taking the #1 spot without a win. So without a win, and they didn't even have kills in that point that much when they're staying there. So they're like just play, all right, let's just play the game. Let's everybody else just kill each other. We're just gonna, you know, we're gonna just stare at the trophy there. That's what we want.
I feel like 17 stands out as a player who frags, but also seems to be alive a lot. He seemed, I remember at least a couple games yesterday, he was snaking in the grass a lot and just holding out to get those higher placings. Now moving on, Natu, can you tell us a bit about the Pittsburgh Knights?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a cool story, like in terms of just how yesterday was for the Pittsburgh Knights. They had a rough start to the day. A player with food poisoning. Their first 5 games were essentially a lot of nothing, right? They were not a part of the game. They were dying pretty much in the first couple of teams and not really a factor in the games. But then progressively, as I understand it, their player did get back, and they could play with their 4.
I'm a survivor.
Exactly. The survivor came back and helped them survive through the wilderness of Erangel. But yeah, I mean, obviously winning the last game and then also leading up game number 6 and 7, they became a factor in the game. They actually made some deep runs, and then winning game 8. That's a big thing, and really looking forward to how does that elevate their game now going into Miramar today.
I think it's fair for them as well, considering they were one of the teams, maybe only one that did at least a week of boot camping in Bucharest. So now that they've got their 4th player back, Survivor, it's showing that the time they put in is worth it, right?
Of course it's worth it. It's always worth it. Like, they noticed that if they don't have that 4 guys, it doesn't work out like that.
Apparently, Survivor wasn't back yesterday.
Was he not?
What? No, he did come back.
He did come back. I'm being told that he didn't.
That's what we told. That's what we were told.
We were told Survivor was back yesterday. They fielded...
was it the presence then? Like, he was here, though.
But he didn't play.
Did he come cheer up?
He came here, didn't play. All right.
Okay, well, apparently he didn't play all day. Our storyline is ruined.
Thank you.
But nonetheless, that's even more impressive that they've worked their way back into the match.
What matters is they picked up their slack, and they ended up winning a game after what was a horrible day, obviously. Like we said, spending a week boot camping, and obviously you want to have your own 4, but spending a week boot camping and you go to a tournament, that kind of circumstance happens, it's going to put you down massively, not only within the game, but also mentally. You're going to be like feeling like, why are we even playing, you know? And then having to feel the standard and everything, and then having what happened in the first 5-6 games for them to be able to then be competitive and win the last game. That's huge, regardless.
Now, Antsy, moving on, finally tell me about Team Envious. This is their first big LAN experience, but they have had good results in other tournaments. And so what have we seen from them here, and what can we expect today?
I'm hoping to see Envious back in the top 3 and maybe even taking the whole tournament. What I want to point out is that Envy at the moment is standing on 31 kills. Caden has 18 kills.
I remember one of those first games, he was absolutely on fire.
He's the guy who's actually fragging out for the team right now. And if they can actually pick up and play a little bit around Caden, I'm sure they are already, but in Miramar, you know, put that team effort and everybody would start a little bit fragging more, I'm sure they would easily take out more than 1 win, like, than in the first day. But Caden is an absolute beast when it comes now in the fragging in these first 8 games that we've seen yesterday.
Indeed. And why don't we take a look at our top scoring teams over the first day? We have average placement, total kills, total headshots, revives, and heals. It was yesterday that Na'Vi were on top of the heal leaderboard, and they still are holding that by the end. Sorry, they had it early on in yesterday, and they still had it by the end of the day. It did seem that made sense considering how they play so closely as a team, right, Natu?
Yeah, no, 100%, and also engaging a lot of fights, you'll end up having to heal. They also have 10 revives. That's along with Face, Optic, and Lumbermill. That's the most on this list here, meaning that like they are fighting together, they're fighting as a unit. But it's obviously it's a combination of individual prowess and then being able to also do these things together. It's a lot about it. You can't really. It's really hard to beat that one-man hero in a game of PUBG if your opponents are playing well.
What do you think about Rogue having the most amount of total kills with 39, but the least amount of revives? Are they playing too Rambo? Are they just going in, making as many frags as possible and not looking after their teammates?
No, but you can see it in the total placement, basically, that they have the frags and stuff, but they don't get the revives. Basically, they might not get to the friends. I don't know, is it the positioning or what, or the fights are just too tough for that? But if they can basically pick up a little bit of the positioning or the placement a little bit higher, they can rise up. They're 5th now, so they've been doing like consistently as well. Even though I jinxed it yesterday that they haven't had the circle, but that might have been as well their game.
Yeah, well,
They had the funny thing is, by the way, that 2 guys of Rogue, at least Jazza died to the road because Kingwin accidentally, when they rotated back to the military, Larsen accidentally crashed his car to the bridge, so they had to stop, and that's why they killed half of Rogues.
Guys, crashing cars in PUBG, like at this level of the game,
name
surely
a more
that's a mistake
iconic
you can't
duo.
afford to make.
Yeah, but imagine the chances of that. Like, that affects your whole game in that event, and someone accidentally crashed the car.
Nah, but it's the same as Crimson just dive bombing into the water and happening to drive into the river and having a boat right there, right?
Yeah.
Right, in the game that they win. So obviously these kind of coincidences, it's a factor in a game of PUBG.
Indeed. Guys, what's your favorite mode of transport?
Oh, in the game?
No, in real life.
In real life. Oh, I like taking a bus. The bike.
Don't come to London then.
The bike.
Don't come to London.
The bike. Everyone loves the bike.
Bike
right?
and Andy, what
it's
about
like
you?
a love-hate relationship.
I love to drive a car.
Oh, okay. Supercar, like a hypercar, something fast and aggressive.
Oh, we were actually talking about real
masculine.
life. Huh? I thought we were still talking about the game.
No.
No.
Wait, so you like to drive the bus in PUBG?
I was just kidding. I was just kidding.
Hi, guys. All right, guys, do you have any expectations right now where we might end up by the end of today in terms of placements? I know we spoke about it last night in brief, and has that changed at all now that we're here at the start of the afternoon?
I'm calling that FaZe will go to number 1. Optic might maybe drop to 3 or 4. And now they will go 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah, at the beginning of the day, we'll set the tone for sure. They've obviously played a couple of scrims here on Miramar now in this version, the older version, right? So
I'm talking about, fighting is the factor.
Oh, the fighting?
Yeah, the shooting.
Yeah, maybe we can expand upon that slightly for the audience at home. Like, what are the crucial differences between playing competitive PUBG on Erangel compared to Miramar?
Miramar itself is, well, we're talking about there's no dirt roads, there's not that many compounds. What I've always noticed that you don't want to play Miramar on the edges because the basically rotations with the cars through the hills and ridges and all that kind of stuff is so much harder than is in Erangel. So basically you want to be as centralized as you can, and from that point have the less you need to move, the better. The more you have vision, the better. And we're talking about Miramar, there's hillside, so if you have the high ground and you're like properly on the zone, you can like shoot to kill from everywhere you are. And I've seen like Navi done that, 28 kills in Miramar. I don't remember what league it was.
They got 20 kills.
28 kills.
28? Oh,
and won the match.
That's
and they was just running around there and just shooting people.
Natu, what do you think about the similarities and differences between Erangel and Miramar?
Yeah, I think Ed is right. From what I've watched, it's a lot of teams are trying to make their way in the middle as much as possible, and then in the later stages is when the curveball can happen. If there's a hard shift with the circle, and it happens to be in a situation where you have to go through something wide open, where there's elevation advantage for the other team, that can really be something that it's obviously a big difference compared to what you will expect on Erangel. So that's kind of the big picture there. But obviously, then even if you don't have compounds as much as you do on Erangel, there's still just judging from how the map layout is and how there's differences in heights, elevation, all that kind of stuff that you can use as your cover as well. So
I'm hoping we're gonna see I hope we're not gonna see a canyon ending, because that is the death of Miramar right now. There's a couple of things we can talk when the games go on if the circles come out. But the most challenge in Miramar is that basically it's so big map. So if you basically jump down and go loot from the other side of the map, and
you
the
can't
circle
get back in time.
No, like the loot timing is really, really small, and basically that means that you're gonna come with the cars. Hopefully you have bikes, because they are like the MVPs of that map. But if you have only cars and you need to come late, there's gonna be people on the edge probably waiting for you, and you cannot go like 10 miles an hour,
it's horrible.
It is terrible. It is.
Yeah.
It is tough to survive that.
And you don't want to put yourself in a position where the zone is pushing you in. You have to get positioning as well. If you're late, meaning also that everyone's already trying to get to the center, they already have all that ground. So then you're gonna just have to ram in there, hoping that everything's gonna go in your way.
And which teams today do you think will favour Miramar? And at this point in competitive PUBG's development, do you see teams really specialising on one of these two maps?
I've heard that NA trains a lot of Miramar. Like, I haven't really practiced either myself. I know what it's like, but I'm curious to see what the NA teams has for it, for the map itself. That do they have like a certain plans that they can actually like consistently hold and move there?
Awesome.
That's what I want to see.
Remember, everybody at home, this is the grand finals of Season 1 here from GLL doing some PUBG, but Season 2 has been announced, and if you'd like to get involved, all you need to do is head on over to play.gll.gg, and maybe one day you could end up like Andy. Why is that
Thank
funny?
you.
He's doing good. Have I accidentally memed there?
No.
Probably have, yeah.
Well, I don't. Okay, well, I'm not.
I mean, he's a player. He's a pretty damn good player, and
That's what I mean.
now he's sitting here on the desk. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, yeah, please do, guys, go ahead and get involved. Natu, Season 2 for you, asked you yesterday. You said, I'm ready to go. I'm going to field in you, Paula. You're going to be my captain, my IGL.
Really? Did I really say that, Paula? I would never want to play anything competitive with you, mate.
Oh, wow. That's a shot to the heart. I feel upset to hear that. But, guys, get involved. It's going to be a good time, and Season 1 is coming to a close today. We said last night that the first day definitely was varied in terms of who might become those champions, as you can see on that trophy ahead of us. And we saw quite a few different teams coming out on top. And today...
We might continue that trend.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be even more checkered, or there's going to be like a dominant force?
It will.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you mean like it's gonna be a toss-up, between teams, different teams are gonna be on the winning position throughout the day. Someone that I've seen that play good on Miramar, for example, is the Cloud9. I think they've changed lineup since though that I've seen them play, but they seem to always have the rotations on point and seemingly find themselves in good positioning. So they had games yesterday where they could have easily been in the late stages and being higher up in their leaderboards, but unfortunately a couple of mistakes here and there cost them games where they could have done it.
Lumber Mill, by the way, fights a lot in Miramar, if I don't remember wrong.
Okay.
Because I've been there. I've taken that, and they fight as a group. I hope that we're gonna see that here. That they're not gonna hold anything back. They're just gonna go there and do their thing. But yeah. Lumber Mill is they're not afraid to fight.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's a pleasure to be with you. And are you disappointed that you have to leave Bucharest tomorrow? What's it like to have been back, Natu?
The great thing is that it's summer here.
Indeed.
I mean, for me, this is summer. Right? For us, it's summer, right?
Yeah.
For you, even you live in London, so where it
you
always
say that like it's a bad thing.
Because it's always raining in London. So and here we actually have plus 25 Celsius. The sun is shining. Yeah, it's great.
It's definitely.
We've seen the sun twice.
It's like midsummer.
Definitely nice to be here, and the sun is certainly shining. But casters, who do you think the sun will be shining on when we jump into Miramar?
On us.
Sorry?
Why?
Well,
for no particular reason. There you go.
It will be shining on everybody in Miramar because it's a sunny map, right?
Absolutely, exactly.
Okay.
That's the good point. There you go. It's about time, ladies and gents. We're getting close to getting back to starting with the matches on that new map that Martin alluded to. Well, not alluded to. We of course knew about this one. Paula, why would you meme on Andy so hard though? Before we get there.
Honestly, I have no idea if I meme. I've heard he's a really good player. And that's what I was referencing.
He is a very
being
good
on a good team. And I'm not entirely sure what meme has been said. I'm not memed up in this sense.
God bless your innocent soul.
Okay, well, Boogie and Avenger, it's a pleasure to have you back. You've got 4 games to cast today. Enjoy it. This is the first.
Thank you very much indeed. Welcome into it, ladies and gents. Day number 2 is about to open up, and we're about to find out who will be the champions of Miramar. We got great expectations from a lot of teams. NA, perhaps Gruby Navi. Perhaps we're looking at Lumbermill as well, a very, very smart, wise, tactical team. Optic, will they be able to keep their lead, do you think?
I think so. Optic is a clever team.
Yes, they are.
I talked to them yesterday as well at the player hotel, and they have some stuff up their sleeves.
I hope
Another
it's Aces, maybe?
another team, maybe hopefully. Another team I'm hoping and looking to, they're going to step up their game is Ghost.
Yes.
They're currently sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard, but hopefully they will step up their game.
They're
And again, the
a decent
leaderboard
team.
from the bottom to the top, it's not, I mean, after 8 games, you would
Not
expect
that big of a difference.
No, you would expect it to be a lot bigger. But like a good game, if Ghost gets a good game, they're in the top 6 instantly. So the games are still open. We have 8 games today, so I really can't tell who's going to win this.
Anybody's game right here in
It is
GLL. Indeed, so that's what makes it interesting. Plenty of PUBG action to show you guys throughout the day. And of course, don't forget, they're all fighting for 50 grand. They've been fighting to get a spot at this LAN for months so far. And sure, we've been in the Stockholm studios for days on end, casting those matches and presenting them to you. But now it's indeed time to find out who the victors are going to be. So the first 4 matches will be brought to you by yours truly and by Martin. And we can't be more excited to bring you these matches indeed.
I mean, Miramar for me is a map that needs some polishing, but still, I think we have some teams here that have trained a lot.
How much did Scoop pay you?
What? Sorry,
How
Scoom didn't pay me anything. Scoom is it's a person of love for Miramar as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Yeah.
No, I think.
Oh Lord, he also loves adapting.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he's good at adapting as well. He is indeed.
Yeah.
No, but Interrogate, a team that FlyQuest pulled in,
Yeah.
player FlyQuest pulled in from Totality,
Yeah.
is also a big fan of Miramar, and I'm looking for FlyQuest here to also do some great stuff. They're an NA team, played a lot more Miramar than the EU guys has, so hopefully we'll see them pop off as well.
Yeah, I was putting my money on FlyQuest yesterday as well, but necessarily they didn't perform, to the best of their capabilities. But as you brought up, it's not that big of a difference from the bottom places to the top end. So of course, it's still anybody's game. So, well, that pretty much sums it up for what we have to say in the situation. Other than that, what can we talk about Miramar? How the strategy's changed a little bit. Let's discuss
Also,
a little bit about that, Martin.
Another thing we also can talk about is we don't know where all the teams drop, and I don't think even all the
That is a good
players they don't know where to drop. I know Lumbermill, they're gonna go Hacienda. Shoot to Kill wants to go Hacienda as well. Hakadena. And
the patron.
I think the first matches here, we're going to see a lot of changes because all the players they don't know, and I talked with some of them yesterday, and they were like, yeah, but if they want to come Hacienda, they can come Hacienda, and we're just going to shoot them.
Yeah, insider info here. I know that Lumbermill actually won the scrim game, so they did have some scrim game before.
Yeah.
So they kind of figured out who goes where. They chased each other around or outside of a town, so they kind of established their looting grounds. So most of the teams do indeed have their looting grounds. But without further ado, it's about time. That big bad bird is in the sky, and it's time for the second day of PUBG GLL LAN Finals. Indeed, you can see it right up there, throwing people left and right and center. Well, maybe not that center. That'll be a bit in the rotors. I hope not.
It's a pretty decent plane. I mean,
it is a good plane.
From the Middle East towards the north here, so everybody's basically open except
not
maybe
favoring Crimson.
Not favoring Crimson, no. Not Chumacerif El Damas that available, but they're gonna be able to go Picado, Los Leones, El Paso. They're gonna be able to go everything.
Sorry, what was that place?
What? Which one? Los Leones?
No.
Picado?
Chu what?
What?
Chuma what?
Chumacera? Chimichanga?
Chimichanga, there you go. That's the one indeed. All right, ladies and gents, get yourselves hyped up. It is indeed time for some good, spicy, yes, I said it. There you go.
Yeah,
spicy Miramar action. Sunny day indeed, as it is outside here in very, very sunny Bucharest, where we won't be able to see too much of it. But then again, we don't really care because this is where the fun occurs. So let's watch the drops here. We're watching actually Rogue. And there's another player from Rogue. I think that was from Optic. Yes, indeed, but they seem to have split ways. No, it was actually Drayden from the Knights. Knights still playing as 3. That is so unfortunate. That is such an unfortunate thing that they're fourth.
Yep.
Survivor isn't able to survive through the Romanian food. What can I say? I've been growing up on it. I literally grew up on 26 years of Romanian food, and I can safely say that my third hand is also happy because of that. I don't know, man. It's very radioactive is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, but talking about Knights here, Knights are a team that's going to loot power grid as they usually do. Usually they send Survivor downtown south of east and east of Montenuevo, but they're just going to keep to the power grid and loot that area around there.
Yeah.
No Loot Gaming is kind of contesting here in LS here. It looks like they have one team. No, it was Shoot to Kill. They went to Terra. And it looks like they have found out they're not going to contest too much.
Yeah, well, let's find out who's going to contest the Weatherman. It's going to be absolutely nobody because Lothar is here.
Now we're gonna go switch to Miramar, where there's blistering heat instead of Erangel, where there's maybe even some, rain when that will get back to the game. But at the same time, this is a new map, a new beginning for everyone, and this is actually very interesting since, as the caster said, they don't know where to drop. No one knows exactly what is the set location, and that will make the game interesting. As you can see right now, it's all over the place. Everyone just goes everywhere, and it might be even some to get some early fights in the game. But at the same time, people have set rotations on this map too, of course. It is something that players for sure did practice, but at the same time, it's going to be affected by the fact that they don't have the same context that they had on Erangel. An example, one of the teams that I think it's a very good example of this map will be FaZe. They actually did drop really late into the game, right after they had scout other players where they go, so they had been 100% sure they're going alone to the location, and after that, they actually transferred their own strategy that they had on Erangel, because as you can see, they can just go around the map, around the first rotation, just enter from a certain way into the first circle without meeting too many teams. Of course, there has to be a question mark because there will be teams in random locations, but usually they should be located around, let's say, hot zones. This will be like every single city, every single location that has decent loot. So an example, that will be, let's say, Hacienda, that will be Los Leones, of course, that will be El Pozo too, of course. All of those locations that have loot will have some form of, population, but at the same time, there will be a lot of randomness in the first game, which I find it interesting. I don't know about what you guys think about it, Martin.
I mean, especially in this map, because we talked about, and the analysts talked about as well, it's so hard to rotate here. So most of these teams, unless they get 4 bikes, they're going to stick to the roads. So it's a lot about what the timings are and the rotations and the transitions. And FaZe, they usually play Montenegro. It's a really good town. You can go anywhere, as you said. FaZe is going to be in this circle. They're going to go a bit late. They're going to come in from the south, probably, as you said. But this circle specifically, it's so hard to get into because you have to go in through Picado if you want to go straight to the circle, or you will have to go in through Los Leones.
Yeah, and look at what is happening in Los Leones. We have Cloud9, we have FlyQuest, and we have Ronin in there. And when you actually get the context from Erangel as well, you can see that teams that had different tactics on Erangel are now sitting in a different location too. Good example, Rogue. Rogue is a team that starts at military base in Erangel, right? So they are separated from everyone else. Here, they're like in the middle, completely middle in the map with everyone else nearby them. I don't think that's a comfort spot for them, and might be tough for them to transfer the results that they had on Erangel to Miramar because it's such a change of their game style.
Yeah.
The same can be said about an example, Kinguin. They are currently in the middle of the map as well.
Yeah.
When the drop location for Erangel was South Gaokapol.
Yeah.
But at the same time, teams like Ronin, an example, who are now in Los Leones, they feel like a fish in the water because they were dropping Yasnaya with No Loot Gaming. They had early fights.
Yeah.
Boogie, any outtakes or of those first drops? What do you think?
It looks pretty clean so far, so good. I mean, we see 3 people in Los Leones, of course. 3 teams in Los Leones, so that's pretty decent. It is a 3-team split at least. Sometimes you actually see 4 teams. When we used to do GLL, if you remember, there were 4 teams going in there without any kind of problems, actually. It seems to be quite a decent split. So we were saying, okay, they don't know necessarily where they're going. Knights seem to be a bit disturbed by this whole situation. They're a bit split up like that. But then again, there's always prone to be one team. That's got to be always, not necessarily in their element. But otherwise, it honestly looks good enough. Crimson taking their military zone or the prison area.
Yeah.
No, they're
Crimson is actually in the same location.
Crimson likes to be up in the northeast, right? And I actually with Kinkin here yesterday, Nova kind of tried to say, we're going to go Picado, and King was like, no, we don't care, you can just come. So it actually ended up in Nova not staying to their word, because they taunted them on Twitter, actually saying that, if you want to fight, sure, we're going to fight Picado, but that didn't happen. So they're the first one out to pull out.
All talk, no walk.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, to disturb you. We have to go back to the game because I see the fight going on already.
There
so
are
let's
indeed.
go back to the game.
All right, let's do this. Looks like Lumbermill are getting themselves some handy frags. Ghosts are doing the same as well. Not too sure where Ghosts are shooting him right now, but we're going to find out in just a few moments. Looks like Profi has downed one of his enemies there. The car burning down is pretty much a good example, or a good, let's say, idea that something went down. So there you go. You can see Cloud9, Ronin Esports, and Shoot to Kill are now 3 members. Knights have started as 3. So, yeah, never mind. That was a bit of a debate. Ronin Esports and Shoot to Kill are the ones that actually have 3 people. Knights have started as 3.
Yep.
So as you can see on your screen here, Kraken is going to have to lick his fallen teammates' wounds. That doesn't sound right.
Nope. I mean, Ronin here, they didn't even lose the player to being in the city. They lost him to the rotation. So it's not because they fought in the city; it's because of the rotation. As we said,
That is
these
it.
big cities. It's these big cities. You can easily share them. You can share El Paso for 2 or 3 man squad easily. You can share Las Leones for 2 or 3 or even 4 squads.
Yeah.
So
Las Leones, yeah, it goes fine for 4 squads. It's just all about how you exit.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a lot of high risk, high reward places, and the difference here being, as compared to Angel, is the fact that they're a bit more centered to the map. And yeah, so it's definitely that kind of an improvement. Those teams that are high fraggers, that know how to stick together, that know how to fight up, they're always going to have some sort of an advantage. Now, let's have a look at the map here. It looks like some teams are putting up some fights, some long distance shots come in from the Knights to the Rogue Gentlemen, but it doesn't seem like either of them are going to engage on this battle full on. There's no point to do that at this moment in time. Rotation's already in. You can see Crimson even moving early on into inside the blue, which is an unexpected kind of result. They normally are a bit slower. They loot everything that they can. They usually come into the second or third circle when it comes to Miramar. So seeing them come in this early, that's actually a pretty good sign that they've adjusted something, that there's some changes into their play.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, also on Miramar, you see early rotations a lot more than you do on Erangel, because these rotations are so hard. So people want to go in dead center early. And also, as we see on the map here, we have such a dense area in the middle. We have Optic, we have everybody, except we have Navi outside coming in slow Firequest, Crimson, and Shoot to Kill, and FaZe. Everyone else is basically so much in the middle here. The eastern side is so open, though. I didn't expect that. I expected a lot more people to come in from the eastern side. Because,
yeah, there's a Ghost in there looting Impala.
Yeah.
So, well, allegedly they would have held on to a better spot because they knew they were going to be in the circle anyway. So they pushed them a bit further into La Bendita, which is a good place to be.
Yeah.
If you're from Miramar.
It's a really good compound there as well, and they're easy.
Yeah.
They
just hard to exit. That's the problem.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can only exit east and north and south of it. You have to go on foot if you want to go west.
You can only exit north, east, south, and west.
I mean, it feels to the east though. That's what you mean.
To the north, when you go towards the Minas Generales,
yeah.
Also, you have a bit of a hard rotation. Now, look at Krama creating some
drama.
Oh, wow. How did you read my mind. That is pretty good, man. All right, so yeah, he's
for the right foot, right? So.
Yeah, that's it. He's putting in some good shots on Nerf Me, please.
Yep.
He's got to go and use some bandages here, it seems. Not too bad, of course, to start the game here. Knights are sticking together, and I kind of like that about them because they're already 1 man down by default, and Man did not get killed by Miramar.
Nope, all rotations.
Man got downed by food. There's a crate drop in the meantime here. We're going to be heading towards it slowly. Oh, Ansvar, you tease, you little saucy tease.
You're teasing.
Slowly.
Voxic actually knocked Landun.
Okay, here we go. M24 with an 8x, a 4x, and a level 3s on top of that, just to make your life a bit better.
Yeah.
It's not too bad of a crate drop, man. M24, my favorite bolt action, even though I hate them overall.
You hate bolt actions overall?
Yeah, 2 AR, man, through and through.
Navi here knocking solid FPS as well, so they're actually in the fight here with Cloud9 and Navi here. Farts are connecting some shots on Navi as well, so Pokamolodoy, he lost his helmet. He has to run back and get some meds and disconnect from this fight.
They're doing pretty good. 2 guys from Cloud9 have been down, but I'm expecting for a res pretty soon. There's no point for them not to get that res. It doesn't look like they have any kind of team
Oh,
Close.
new circle?
New circle shows up. It is quite central to the
pretty good
previous
circle.
one. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And mind you, if and when we're going to zoom in, you're going to notice that there's actually a lot of open area in this one. So Miramar gives you that illusion of cover because of those little ridges and divots and dips. But this time around, where the circle has went here, there's a lot of open space. Like Gustav is keen to show you here, whilst Ewan is trying to rotate with his team, at the back of his team, actually. They're not going to be getting anybody there. Oh, actually, Yannick gets himself knocked out. So Ewan, if he follows suit, that's going to be rogue on 2 players only. Yannick is going to fall at the hands of 17. Ooh, that would have been very, very dangerous for Ewan, but he stays alive.
So many rotations here coming in the north side, and Optic, they're standing above Minas Generales, and Rogue tried to rotate that way and went straight into Optic here, so that's the player right there. FaZe also here rotating. Noted Gaming is here as well. Crimson. FaZe has a really hard rotation here. Mexi getting knocked by Outsider, and he's going to get finished real quick off. So
that was fast.
That is FaZe losing a player as well. They're actually continuing into a lesser.
Outsider eating a ton of bullets here, though.
Yeah.
They have to hide from Uncivils. He's not looking that good there. Lockwood not looking fantastic either. He's stuck behind a rock and hard place there. Ooh, he gets in his car for a moment, then gets out. Butts does not connect the shots. And now he's going to have to give up on that fight.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Yeah.
You don't connect the shots on your butts, bro. Pybus now in return towards NLG, who have been stressing his teammate. So this is a good response to try and scare them away so that his teammate can crawl from the other side of the street. And as that happens, actually, it's going to be Pybus that gets a lift, interestingly enough. It's not going to be his teammate across the street. I think Pybus is calling. Oh, no, it's actually going to be support given so that the gentleman right over yonder to the left of Pybus would get a chance to get out. NLG don't seem to be too keen on repeaking this, but then again, they're still sticking around there. So, oh, no, they're going to be leaving their vehicles. So that will give Lockwood a chance to escape this messy situation.
Yeah, and we have these 4 teams on the north side here, and they're just barely inside this zone, so they really don't want to stay here. They want to transition to another better spot here. We have the graveyard is completely open the west side. Meanwhile, Lumber Mill's also gatekeeping Knights as well. And Sil's here taking some shots.
Oh.
Not connecting yet. He's taking some shots back here, and they're actually outside the zone, so they're trying to fight their way in right now. Let's see what happened here. Froliger also has his eyes on... What do you want to call him? Froliger?
Yeah.
We'll do Froliger. Yeah. Well,
I used to call him at the start, I used to call him Frolicer, and he was so pissed off.
Okay, we'll do
If
Froliger.
you call him Frolicer, he's going to be even more pissed off.
Froliger.
What would you say?
Froliger?
Frolicker, yes.
Yeah. Let's
Or
do that.
Frog Liquor.
No,
He loves that.
Yeah, he does not love that. No. No, but Cloud9 west of La Pentita. Kenguin also has a good spot here. Optic has got a knock on them. Probably a long shot. Puck is going to be able to pick him up. Lumbermill also fighting Knights, holding them outside the zone right now, and Knights tries to get in as well. And Optic has a really good position here.
Yes, indeed they do. Top of the range there. They're going to be able to spot anybody coming in left, right, and center. And it does look like Envious are going to be quite close to on the other side of Minas Generales. King, in the meantime, from the Lumber Mill, focuses fire on one of his enemies far away, though, as he may be. No shots will connect. So, Kane will revert his attention somewhere else, though. Spots another enemy. We'll be putting in the shots on that one there. Lumber Mill playing much more aggressive than they normally do.
They're really trying to gatekeep Knights here.
That is it. This time around, they're really, really trying to put up the screen. This is one of the ace that they had in their back pocket here. They know Miramar like the back of their hands. They're a bit more confident on this map, actually.
Yeah.
Because they know their potential here. So, we'll see how it works out for them in the meantime. Draydon has to cross in a very open area south of Hacienda del Patron, which is not necessarily the best place. As I told you guys, it's more open than it's ridgy.
It is indeed.
It's a mirage.
Next zone is going to pop soon, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. I talked to Lumbermill yesterday, and they said, we're not good at Miramar.
Adam Zebler?
No, they said we're not good at Miramar. The other's just bad.
Oh, damn, did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
All right, that's
Woogie literally said that.
Okay, then.
Another kind of central circle here. It's going to pop on La Bandita and Minas Generales, putting Envy dead center. Ghost also has a 2-2 split going. Really good for them as well. I think that Balak and Mikoi is going to go back to Turtle and Profi right here because they have a better spot than them, being able to go on foot after this. Cloud9 is going to move into La Bandita as well. Kengun on the edge as well. Nova is going to come slowly into this zone as well, moving in from Picardo super late.
That they are indeed, and well, they have the time to get in there. In the meantime, it does look like Bahawaka has been knocked yet again. That's the second knock on him. So he's going to be bleeding up fast. Oh, and Hit Roar dies as well. Now it's going to leave Hypok and 17 by there. Lonesome. 17 looks like he might get the res on Baha. But I don't think Hit Roar is in a position to be res anytime soon. Kaisko is holding off the angle there. Hypok might spot him soon, but Jesse Lowe is holding on to the angle where Hypok could be potentially coming in from. So Envious know that they have a very good, powerful position. Here comes Turtle, though, up against Na'Vi. Let's see if he can pull off that nade. It doesn't necessarily look that clean. It didn't necessarily hit the right ridge, but there's another nade coming back from his teammate here. And Turtle is going to have to hold Turtle down and prone in. He's not going aggressive whatsoever, and that's not going to be to his advantage because his teammate Profi does fall down. Drain is now half-life. He's going to be holding off to his pushes. Pokemon and Shade are going to be on the other side. Their Shade ate up a ton of damage as well. Let's see how this one pans out here as Ghosts do prepare to receive the Ruskies. And as we all know it in Romania, it's not necessarily the best of feelings.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Pokemon still without a helmet here, going aggressive. Balak and Turtle still holding those angles, but this is a really good lurking position from Shade and Pokemon. They're going to push in aggression on this, and let's see what's happening.
All right. Turtle's going to be putting in the shot there. He's going to be getting 2 down, actually. He's going to be Pokemon by his Lonesome, I think. Unless Shade... No, Shade is knocked out. So Pokemon and Pajama Yonoda. But that nade is so close to Turtle, but he gets it knocked out. Pajama or Iba, however you want to call him, he's pretty good with them nades here. And it does look like Profi does get Shade down and Pokemon follow suit. So it is effectively, I think, a 1v1 situation between Iba and Balak. No, Miko has been brought into the fight as well. Profi does get knocked out. There's 2 more left to go for Iba. Can he pull this one off? He's Balak on the side. He's going to be peeking in good, but Mikoi from the other spot eliminates Na'Vi in the first place, and that is pretty much the surprise of this first map.
It is indeed. Very good defending here from Ghost, being able to keep all 4 players alive after this. Meanwhile, we've also seen FaZe here taking a super good position in the zone. They were on the eastern side trying to spot a good open spot, and they got that actually. And FlyQuest, meanwhile, also pushing towards Ghost.
Yeah,
Optic here.
I'm thinking about this here because Na'Vi are in a very good spot in the top ranks, right? So this is going to be super happy for teams like Optic, but Optic already lost some members. Lumbermill are going to be quite happy with this. FaZe are going to be quite happy with this, and the FaZe have a good position in the circle as well. They're a bit open there, but still they are quite centralized.
And look at Minas Generales here. So many teams already. Kinguin, Optic, we have Envy, we have Rogue, we have everybody has just joined in the center here.
Yeah, spam this Fuffins to help Fuffins. We see him in the corner there. Yeah. That's the weakest. That's the weakest spam I've ever seen. Spam this Fuffins to help Fuffins. Okay.
Lumbermill actually.
There you go. Ooh, he gets downed.
Yeah. So Lumbermill's in the northeastern side here. The top side of the map is so populated. Only 4 or 5 teams in the southern part of the map, but the rest is actually fighting in the top. Crimson also making their way into Knights in the northwestern side on the zone as well.
They are. Jesse now peeking by. Hope to find someone. Well, the circle does show up indeed, and it's got to be quite into Minas and La Bendita. La Bendita is not necessarily a place you want to be inside of. So that's why you don't see teams getting in there, because as you peek out from that crater, you are very visible from a lot of angles. You don't want to get yourself in a trap effectively. Larson here on our screen might have the sniff on 17 though. But a crate drop is quite close to them. And it has the AUG, a level 3 vest to come for sniper rifles, and a first aid kit. Not too bad at this point in time.
Nope.
Yeah, the AUG comparable to the M4, of course. Some might say even better. Not a lot would say even better, but some might.
Orc has probably the best recoil control in the game. So.
Yeah,
but
put a vert on that and try and long range it. Beautiful weapon.
Yeah, fantastic weapon.
Yeah.
Knights made their way into the zone as well. They're also in the northern part of the map. FaZe in the eastern part. Lumbermill is losing a lot of players here. Kane actually took out Jansen and killed him.
There you go. So Gustav putting in the good shots there. Jansen eliminated. Kane still working his cart. His teammates are going to be helping him out with the shots there, but it's not enough for take RTR down. He will stay alive, but not for long. There are 9 seconds remaining. They're going to have to make some sort of a move, but Lumbermill are going to be on the side there just waiting for him. Shoot to kill Woody. It's going to be shot to kill. His car has half HP, and it's still getting dinked down hard. Not a lot of fuel left, though. So you have to park it here. The car is about to blow up. And that won't happen just now, but Butts is going to be taken down by Gate indeed. As you can see on the screen there, Woody, however, as he comes out, will be eliminated by Fundamenta as Adam is behind him. That bus. Here's his shot. Now, the bus is reliable for taking damage.
It is indeed. It's basically a tank, but still, Adam here, he pulled up to where...
Piece of shit tank.
It's a slow tank. Adam pulled up here where Wooly died. I don't know if it was just to get a good position or what, but he's in an okay position. He's gonna pull up some of the shots and the heals that Wooly left behind.
Yeah,
he's inside the zone.
Yeah, he's inside the zone. He's not that safe in his position. He's going to have to make some sort of a move later on. In the meantime, there, Baja Waka at his third knockout, and this time it's going to be a closer by Caden. They were done, man. They said, like, okay, we knocked you out a couple of times. This is the time where you go down. No more resing from your teammates. So Optic are now playing as 2. Envious have 4 men left, whilst Rogue on the other side have 3. Kingwin as well are going to be pushing as 4. Gustav, though, spots one Spaniard out of his spot and takes him down without a retort. He's going to be reparking that car.
He's still outside the zone here.
There's one more behind him, though. And FaZe shooting at him doesn't make things easier nonetheless. Fully boosted, though. Gustav has a chance to get into it, but his tire is blown out. However, he's in it. And that car might as well be blown up for cover at this moment in time. Kraken, though, in a fight with Kane. Kane left behind by Gustav, but Kraken is not looking great. Tariki close range could be potentially very damaging, but he's one shot away from dying down. And look at that nice little juke coming in from Kane from the side there, breaks him into pieces, and now will try to group up with his teammates.
Kane here, fantastic play by him, but Ronin is now down to 1 player, and they're basically next to each other here. Shoot to kill and Ronin lying in their smokes next to each other, but they are inside the zone here, and Kane is going to be able to join up with Gustav.
Yep, true indeed. There, Kane does not have a lot of HP, though. He's going to have to prone behind his tire and shoot out the tire so that it's more of a cover as he's sitting prone. Going to go for the full medkit here, it seems, and that will see him in a very, very good position to take on fights later on. But it's just going to be him and his teammates so far, it seems, for Lumbermill, and the circle shifts south to them, where Nova have the lock and Ghosts are already in, but Ghosts are being heard by Nova right now, who could potentially go for a bit of a fight. Crimson also on the other side. This is what we were telling you guys. Being in that La Bendita crater might be bad for Nova right now.
Yeah, and Ghost has a really good position here. So does Crimson. They're on the sides here of the crater. They can go inside the crater, they can go outside the crater, and they can just shoot at everybody. So Ghost here might be in a really good position. FlyQuest has also made their way in the fields here, so they're going to be maybe a lurk potential to FaZe here. Lumbermill also have to make them way into the open fields here between the crater and the zone. But look at all the teams north. We have 5 teams north, and all of them have to cross the road, open space, into the zone.
It's not going to be easy. Look at that open field. It's going to be quite difficult for most of these ones to make it in. Relying heavily on smokes. Perhaps Kingwin have plenty of them. At least they have the advantage of being on the side. But they do have actually a team on their right. Not too sure who that might be, but they do have one of the lads from the Knights. Draydon is there indeed. So that will make things a bit more difficult for them. In the meantime, they do hear shots to their left, so they're going to be focusing their attention there. Whilst Crimson as well takes shots at Kingwin. And Kingwin now, without any kind of vehicles, they're going to have to try and make a move inside. FaZe as well, getting shot. Yemti plus his +1. Getting dinked down for FaZe at a bad spot. Himself is going to be knocked out by Gustav, it seems here. Very, very difficult transition for most of these teams, but FaZe somehow make it on the ridge line. And they'll stay for this moment here.
And this is a typical Gemty play right now. This is going into this...
Push as far as you can.
Push as far as you can. Go dead center in this circle where nobody else is, because nobody else would be dead center in this circle. It's on the edge of the crater. And Kingwin here is going to try to make their way. Taking out Optic. Hetra has lost his life to Larsen. Going to get another kill, and their first kill on the team, actually.
And that's a good rotation for them. They're trying to get behind the teams that are pushing in right now. Oh, that's a blow and a half there. Fuffins absolutely bodied by Turtle here, it seems. Whilst Kane from Lumbermill dies down as well. So I think that might be indeed Lumbermill eliminated from this match. On the 11th place. Let's see what happens whilst Kingwin are also taking damage heavily here. Envious trying to make a move inside the circle. That they are indeed. But those smokes aren't going to be there forever. As soon as they die down, it's going to be a difficult spot for them. LG in the meantime takes Gaxi down. I think that leaves only 1 member remaining from Kingwin. 1 member might not be alive for too long here. Vard also eliminated. Outsider might be spotted soon enough by Crimson. Whilst Taxetti is going to be quite busy there. An easy frags for him. It does look like Kaisuko doesn't stand a chance. Check Shooter is going to have a hard task ahead.
Rogue has made the way into the zone as well with 1 player only, but as we said here, this transition from the north crossing the road into this open space is just going to be hard for everybody. We're down to 10 teams and 20 alive already.
True that, as it may be indeed, and it's not that late into the game, so there you go. This open area is absolutely wrecking everybody that came in from the north end. Outsider now left to heal outside the blue, not having those heals whatsoever. Larson still alive out there, just hoping for a better placement as those smokes die down, but little does he know, behind him 17 says Peekaboo, and now in his turn will die because he's using a med kit with basically less than a second left. So that was an impactful frag, right?
That was
Larson is definitely not mad right now.
no. That was 5 more points for the placement right there.
Yeah.
7 teams down. There's 3 single players outside the zone here, but Ghost here with 6 kills already in a really good position inside the zone and also on the top of the crater, being able to just transition inside and outside of the crater depending on what's going to happen.
They have Nova to their left and then Crimson to their northwest as well. But then again, it's not that difficult of a moment or a place to be in here. Kaden bodied by MBS here. He's going to be killed as well. Check shooter spotted. So MBS is going to be holding on to the same angle there. Knows that Check is just waiting in the dark. We'll see how it works out for these teams because the circle is indeed strangling in right now. Ewan and Check. They're going to have to cross an open area and they don't seem to have that many a smoke.
Nope.
This might be it for them.
Rogue with 1 player, Flyquest 1 player, Envious 1 player, so many solos right now, and they're going to have a hard time coming into the zone as well. FaZe is in the middle here. What a good play from them, going dead center. Crimson in a really good position as well. 4 guys alive in them, 4 guys alive in Ghost as well.
EMT's moves pay off, it seems here.
Indeed.
And as they try to gatekeep everybody coming in here, it does look like Richie is prone in, just waiting for Jambawe. Whilst his teammates are grouped up in a little shack there, smoked up a little rave party. Check shooter outside, going outside. They're not going to be daring to come in. They're not even going to be giving away any kind of kills here. They will be dying to the blue as late as possible as they are indeed meting up to their best possibilities here. Turtle putting in the shots there definitely takes the chances of Check to move in. But then again, that wasn't the plan. In the meantime, look at this one here. Ghost actually take on Nova. And it does look like FlyQuest Something has been eliminated as well. So now Crimson versus FaZe and Nova versus Ghost. But FaZe are helping Ghost as well by putting shots on Nova. Ewan try to move in from the north side there. That's a ballsy move. Ghost does spot him, but the play zone is going to claim him. Check shooter still alive, and there you go. The long healing strat has worked.
There he had 4 teammates dying on him, so he has so many first aids. But he's gonna die now. Crimson taking him out. 4 teams alive, but 12 players alive as well. So a 4-4-2-2 for Crimson, FaZe, Ghost, and Nova right now.
4-2-2-4.
Oh, yeah, that's
2-2-4-4. Oh, nice shots from Lockwood there. Could be putting Jempty on his knees now. Hack City kind of figured out where he is. So he might be brought down. Richie as well is going to be dying. And that's another one that bites the dust. Lockwood holding on to the angle that he thinks his enemy is going to be at. And because Yempty is bleeding so slow, Lockwood might think that his enemy is actually behind that ridge. So it actually goes in for a different angle, a different position. But they're peeking in S3, and that is smart from Crimson right now. They don't want to take any chances. They want to make sure that Hack City dies down. And now they find him. 1 shot on him. Speaking from the side there, good shot from Hack City actually to connect with that 8x Scar. But a nade is going to be following suit, and that nade, I think, might indeed connect quite beautifully so that Kobe from Lockwood takes FaZe down on 4th. And there they go. Ghost Gaming is 4th, and Crimson has 4. Nova Esport as he's solo hiding. Nerf me, please, just hide in that little shack of his. And yeah, it's pretty much between Crimson and Ghost here.
It is indeed. Nova, they're going to... They went from 4 guys to 1 super fast, but they were pinched so hard in between Ghost and Crimson, and then Crimson really played super well here. But this is going to be a full-on 4v4. I don't think Nerf Me is going to play a big role in this fight.
I don't think so indeed, unless he can play the upset after. Nope. Mikroy does spot him, and as soon as Nerf Me comes out and it doesn't look like you have any smokes, that's going to be him done. But he is at least on the lower, slower end of the moving circle. However, his enemies are all inside. Pi was now spotted, takes some damage here himself. Fully posted though, so he's not going to be too bothered. However, Lockwood does fall down at the hands of Nerf Me. Nerf Me tries to use the first hit here, but no chances whatsoever. Tried to make an entrance for himself, and that was a good start, but it was difficult. So it wasn't granted to him. The res, fast res happening from Crimson. So it's a 4v4 effectively in a few seconds from now. Unless Pybus goes down here, but Jambawi actually has a side flank here to work with. Mikoi won't be rused. Jambawi holds off to his enemies. Might indeed hear Balak coming in from the one side. They're playing with the blue. That is so smart from Ghost here.
Ghost has a really good angle here, but the circle is so small on their side, so they might have to cross in the open. Crimson in a really good spot here as well. Oh, nade's coming. And now this nice nade from Turtle.
And that's the push. This is their moment. This is their chance to make something happen. And Ghost are known for being a very violent team. Let's see if they make it work. Indeed, here they're still holding on to their time. Whilst Mikoi has the side flank. That is smart. They're not playing this one crazy. They're playing this one quite intelligently here, it seems. Pybus will be spotted in a matter of seconds. Mikoi is going to be the first one to take him down. And then the rest will follow suit quite soon, it seems. Here, shots coming in. Crimson so confused. 2 down by Mikoi. And a third one follows suit. The fourth one doesn't stand a chance. And Mikoi pulls the ace. And there goes the GG and the chicken dinner for Ghost Gaming.
What a fantastic flank by Mikoi. And this is what we talked about before we started the game. Ghost being 16th. And if they got a good win with a lot of kills, here we go. Straight back into the top 7 also.
Exactly, man. And this is exactly what they needed, right? That was a sick play coming in from Mikoi, man. This guy absolutely beasting it here today. His team playing it slow. Because here's the thing. I know Ghost to pounce when they have the chance to pounce. But this time around, they didn't dare to do just that because they were waiting for that Mikoi push. And that was quite intelligent. Crimson had absolutely no clue what was going on.
Nope. 3 kills from him. I believe Turtle had a knock on with the nade. So one of them was a knock still.
Yes, still.
So, but he finished off the knock and he got 3 kills on that flank. So a fantastic play by Mikoi, a young superstar.
Yes, indeed, young he is, and a superstar at that after this match, most certainly. So there you go. That was a very, very good match that we witnessed here. And we can't wait to see what else we got from Miramar. 8 matches in total here today, and this was just the first one. So if you just tuned in, then you got plenty more PUBG action to watch. But to break down this match here, we've got our analysts and Yakul boy there. With
Don't be afraid of ghosts.
Don't be afraid of Pala.
Be aware that if they push and are aggressive, those poltergeists can hit you with some force.
There you go.
Thank you very much,
Good
Boogie
info.
and Avenger. We'll see you again shortly. But I definitely think at the end there we have proof that at times, in the right moment, that aggression can really be rewarded. Because there was that standoff. They had the other team trapped on the lower side of that hill, and they got knocked one player down, and then they were like, all right, let's push. Let's stop being so tentative. Went round. Andy, what do you think?
Once they got the nade, they basically knew that it's going to be like team versus team. They tried to get an angle from the side first, but they didn't want to push basically the cross line because it was outside the safe zone. So they just wanted to scout a little bit, go together, try to get into the side. I think Nerf Me Please was a little, bummer there as well because he took one of the Crimson guys out early. But once they got those nades, they knew where Crimson was. They got those nades. They got that one guy down there. Like, all right, let's go now. It's 4 versus 3. Just trade perfectly, and that's it.
I feel like you summoned the beast here because you mentioned Ghost before the top of the show that they should get involved here. They had a rough first day, obviously. They just recently won a tournament, and now they take the first win of the second day. So
they had a smart split, anyways, in early stage of that. They had they didn't play basically. They didn't just trust one spot. They had 2-2 splits on the both side of the field. And it's gonna go Minas. They can go from the other spot over there. If it doesn't go Minas, they can go from the side to the crater itself. So they played it all the way to the end really well.
Indeed. Now Kelly is standing by with McCoy from. Is it McCoy or McKee? Mikoi. In the UK, we have a famous packet of crisps called McCoy. So I'm going to say he's my favorite bag. Kelly, take it away.
It is McCoy here, not McKay, and I am joined by him. Congratulations on that win. The first thing I want to talk about is that first engagement you guys had. Na'Vi rolled up on top of you, but you guys were able to wipe them. What exactly happened?
They rolled up on our compound. They were looking to take that, and we spread out on the ridge and held them against it. Profi got knocked, and then Turtle went off, knocked out too. I got the revive off, and then we just pushed and cleaned them up.
And then the game obviously shifted when it started. The circle started to move towards the crater. What was the communication for you guys of rotations and where you guys wanted to be placed during the crater circle?
We just wanted to stay edge and hold our side of the circle and make sure no one could come up behind us and to spoil us.
And I got to talk about, of course, that last fight, you guys going up against Crimson and your teammates staying behind and you going around. What was that like?
I was just screaming the whole time saying, just keep shooting at him, just distract him, because none of them were looking at me, so I just ran left the whole time, just shot him because I had the angle.
So how are you feeling about Miramar now? And obviously getting the first win of the day, are you feeling confident about day 2?
Well, we're a day 2 team, and EU doesn't know how to play Miramar, so this is an NA event.
All right, man. Well, good luck in your upcoming games, and congratulations once again. And guys, don't go anywhere because we're heading back to the analyst desk.
Excuse? If this is an NA event, he's throwing it down. He's saying that we're here to come and conquer Romania, Natu. You don't look too pleased.
I mean, it's just the, your typical American arrogance right there. Just kidding. Obviously, like Andy was pointing out, EU doesn't really practice Miramar apparently right now, and NA teams are more comfortable playing it. That's what he meant to say, but he decided to cut some corners.
He came with the swag and the finesse. It's good to have that, though, some attitude, bring the characters out of these guys.
After the first day and that first game for today, he deserved that.
Yeah.
I could say that.
Andy, how much do those mind games and being on top of your opponent psychologically play into competitive PUBG? Because in other esports, it can be pretty vital.
What I've seen on EU, I think FaZe is the only team that is basically not being contested that much. So the mind game does work, but just need to throw balls, to be confident, and you'll get out of it.
So Ghost came out on top there. We're seeing the final engagements, and it was McCoy who did that fantastic flankers. Crimson were distracted, but it's good to see Crimson getting another strong finish in second place. I'm interested to see how many kills they've got, and we'll get those leaderboards up a bit later. What do you think overall with their performance, Natu?
Wait, who?
Crimson.
Crimson. I mean, obviously now in the big picture, they've kept it consistently, being able to get into the later stages, so they're really looking really good. Also, sort of see how it looks like on the on leaderboards, but just to chime in on Ghost as well, obviously, again, the testament to the fact that they had the zone in their favor a lot of the times, and then obviously the fact that they had elevation factor, they had a lot of visibility on the teams that they were trying to get into the zone. So it was looking really good by I think the third last circle of the game, basically, from a Ghost perspective.
Thank you, Natu. Now, guys, I'd like to link us up with our local weatherman. He's been doing a fantastic job on channel GLL. Remember to tune in every day at 6 p.m. for your latest weather reports from the guy himself. His name is Lothar.
Hey, thank you, Pa.
How's it going?
It's good. We're actually going to do something new this time. I'm going to talk about a fight that was going on between Ghost and Na'Vi at some point in the game, and that was the crucial turning point for Ghost Gaming to actually win the game, because they were in a pinch. We can actually show something on the screen right now. This is the engagement between those two teams. We have Na'Vi already having here the... Sorry, for a second here. We have Na'Vi already having high ground. Can we pause it right now? Can we pause it? Thank you very much. So this is a very tough situation for Ghost. Their IGL is currently outside of the game, let's say like that. He will be approaching from the left side of the map right now. Profi is being knocked down and rezzed in the building. So basically, it's Turtle on his own here fighting against the entire Na'Vi, and he managed to knock already Drainus and Shade. And this is something incredible. He showed really potent skill in this situation, and it's all because of improvisation skills. And that's based upon terrain, that's based upon sound, of course, and, well, aim as well. So to break it down, he is in a dip here in this location. There's a high ground on the left side and high ground here, which makes it impossible for his team to help him out. McCoy is not able, even if he wouldn't be rezzing, he wouldn't be able to help Turtle with any kind of firepower, because everything is covered by those rocks here, which are covering Poker, which are covering Drainers, which are covering Shade. Balog, as the IGL, he doesn't even know what's happening since he doesn't see anything, and he's relying just on his teammates. So Turtle, what he did, can we play it in the slow motion right now? What he did, he basically spammed prone, shoot Drainers first, had a really quick follow-up knock-up on Shade, and now it's all about Ghost having a follow-up. We see Balog taking a route here. McCoy is taking a flank, which is a fantastic move. Can we slow down even a little bit more? Now this is this is the moment where Ghost is taking the flank and ensuring that they will help out their teammates. And this is the important, crucial moment for the team, since Turtle got knocked by a nade by Uba, who had just joined the team fight, and that was similar situation to Ghost, where Balak was completely detached, but Uba was able to join the fight because of the grenade and ignoring the line of sight, basically. So it was kind of like a shot in the dark, but it nailed him. And now he's kind of joining the fight. But at the same time, Poker is alone, so it's like a reverse situation, and Ghost will just clean it up because they have multiple flanks. Balak is joining as a follow-up, and Turtle still can give a vision for his team. So now let's play it, and let's see how it ends up.
Lothar, this is some fantastic analysis you're giving. Andy, do you have any perspective on what's going on right now?
Turtle's basically the patience of shooting in that point, that he was waiting for the entry frag that he knew. Like, Navi didn't know that Turtle was in there. He was holding there.
He was turtling up.
He was just perfectly just waiting there. He got that one knock. He didn't run up straight away. He kept that patience, waited the next steps. He knew exactly where to peek the second guy. Come on there, took the second guy straight down, flank, face on the ground, just wait. Balak watching from the background. He had his chance to come support, whole team supporting at the same time, wipe it out. Everything comes out.
Yeah, Lothar, do you agree?
Especially against, I'm just going to point out, especially against a team like Navi, who's really shown some good skills when it comes to these encounters. So,
yeah, you cannot be too passive against Navi. Yeah. No way. If you are, they're going to go around you and beat you up.
Yeah, do you feel that's true, Lothar, that if you are passive against Navi, that they'll exploit that and they're not afraid of taking those engagements and making those risks?
I mean, Navi is the most aggressive team in this tournament. I actually feel like it's a given in every single tournament they play. So if you want to keep up with them, you have to just step it up a notch and be the same as them. And we have seen this from Ghost, but the thing is, without Turtle being the MVP here, that would just insta-lose this fight. So
yeah.
Turtle was the MVP. Without the first knock and the second knock, Ghost would have been wiped out. So it's crucial to point out that the individual skill here won the team fight, which is not something that happens often, but the follow-up was teamwork.
Awesome. All right, the follow-up was teamwork. Lothar will jump back in with you during the start of the next game, and we'll see you at the end, because that was fantastic to have his insight and we can interact with him. And Andy, do you agree then that, you know, Na'Vi still have a good opportunity to show their strength on Miramar?
Oh, definitely. Like, they had a fight that they wanted to take, and that fight, if they would have won it, it would have probably given them the same chances as Ghost had in the end. So they had the good decision. Ghost just came up on top of that one. Now, I don't know if they had any misplays, miscoms and stuff like that. Like, that's just the inside information about the team, but that was the right call to take that fight, though.
Not to?
Yeah, no, I just, you got to give kudos to Ghost for coming out on top. Just cool to see the reaction that came in from team once Turtle got into that fight, and he managed to stay alive as long as he did and knocking out 2 players, and then how everyone else reacted around him. It just showcases that what I've been talking about, the protocol stuff before, that's the kind of protocol they had for that situation. When the fight occurred, people were instantly helping each other from different angles and making sure that no funny business could happen from Na'Vi.
Yeah. Well, in this instance, it was the Ghost protocol that came out on top. And let's see how the leaderboard looks after match 1 of 8 from today. Overall, it's our 9th game. And yeah, it was Ghost that took it with 11 kills, totaling 144
and that
points.
Has to be pointed out, that fight was big in terms of the leaderboard as well, because Na'Vi obviously high up there and now only getting 8 points in this game. So if they would have come on top of that fight, they would have been into the top end of this game.
And it harks back to what Andy was saying at the start of the show with regards to Miramar and how the landscape sort of plays out and making sure you have the position that gives you an advantage over your opponents, right?
Yeah, definitely. Basically, when I saw the first circle, I was like checking that Minas would be the place to be at that point. The circle at that point just left it. And all the teams, Kingwind, No Loot Gaming, Optic, everybody had to move at the same time, and it was just, that's where the fighting started. And then we have a couple teams, Crimson and Ghost, basically gating everybody and just shooting from the side, from the distance.
Yeah, well, again, after that first match, things have got gotten even closer. FaZe ascend to the top spot once again, pushing Optic into second. Lumber are still around that third place position, and Crimson are strengthening themselves once more.
Yeah, and Ghost, they're halfway through the leaderboard right now, so that's just off of one win, and it's 100 points pretty much between the first place and 8th place right now.
Indeed, indeed. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much for that help with match 1. We still have 7 more today, and it seems like things are only getting tighter and tighter. We're going to be going away now for a short 5-minute break, and we will see you when we get back.